gotta try it. That's kind of like a must when you're giving a helicopter tour of Paris in a simulator. You must go under the Arc de Triomphe. It's an unspoken rule. Let's see. Oh boy, I'm not doing so good. I'm not doing so good. Yeah, okay. Now, slowly. Can I make it? Can I make it? Ooh! Hey there, and welcome to the channel. Today we'll be flying the Airbus H125 helicopter in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 in VR. And we'll be doing an incredible aerial tour of Paris. I'm a licensed airplane pilot, but not for helicopters, so this should be a fun challenge. And we'll be making a few landings along the way as we visit some of the city's most iconic spots, like the Sacré-Cœur, the Louvre, and over the exact spot where the recent heist took place. Notre-Dame Cathedral, the Eiffel Tower, of course, the Arc de Triomphe, La Défense, and a few other scenic stops along the way. So let's get started and let's take to the skies over Paris. And here we are, airborne. And on our right here, this is the Sacré-Cœur, which is a very famous church, very touristic, very beautiful. When you there's a whole bunch of stairs to get to there. When you get to there, you have one of the most beautiful views of Paris. You can see the Eiffel Tower, you can see the Notre-Dame, you can see a lot of things from here, as you can see. Let's have an outside view for a second. This is very nice indeed. So the Louvre is only like a minute or two away from this hospital I was on. Escape button in the cockpit. There we go. So we are flying toward the Seine River here, and I think this big Greek-looking building to my at my 2 o'clock right now, just below us, this is, I think, La Madeleine. The big columns is like a very impressive monument. And then this is the obelisk. This was a gift from Egypt to Paris long time ago. And this is the Louvre right there on the top left. So we're flying over the Seine right now. And this is the Louvre. The Pyramid du Louvre is in the middle, of course, and so I probably will try to land next to the Louvre pyramid in a second. But I wanted to check where that heist took place, and so it took place at the Apollo Gallery, from what I saw. And there was a truck that came on this road that follows the river here. And a few guys dressed up as construction workers came out of the truck and pulled out a ladder that they used to climb to the second floor. So they were wearing those orange vests of construction workers. They put out a ladder to climb the second floor of that building here, that at the corner, that's the Apollo Gallery. At the second floor of this corner building right here. They climbed there, made a hole in the glass, in the windows, went inside, took a bunch of jewelry that's worth like some $100 million, I believe. And within 7 minutes they were out of the building, and they tried to set their truck on fire and didn't succeed. Not sure what happened, but then they fled in motorcycles, and they are still not found at the time of recording this stream. And so that is quite cool to be able to fly over that exact location where this happened. And the Louvre is pretty well rendered in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Very nice, very nice. The reflections on the windows, the pyramid over there, very cool. So, because I want to practice my helicopter landings, I'm not super proficient at it. I'm gonna try to go land. Let's see, maybe right in front of the pyramid of the Louvre. I guess before I do that, I should have forgot to do that. I wanted to take a picture of my helicopter in front of the Apollo Gallery, or the place where I believe it to be. Now, I'm not an expert in the Louvre, so I might be off by a little bit, but I think this is where the Apollo Gallery is from what I saw online. Let me know in the chat or in the comments if you
at our 1 o'clock, about
more
3
information.
kilometers out, you'll spot one of Paris's most iconic bridges, the Pont d'Iéna. Commissioned by Napoleon Bonaparte in 1807,
not a good
this
move
bridge
here.
was named after his
Okay, I'm
victory
trying
in the
to
Battle
get
of
my,
Jena. It connects
trying to
the
do two
Eiffel
things at the
Tower to
same
the
time, that's the
Trocadero,
problem.
so from
Trying
above,
to
you
get
get a
my-
fantastic view of both. The bridge is a favorite for photographers and romantics alike. Legend has it that if you kiss
My
someone while
Xbox
crossing, you'll return to Paris together. And here's something. During World War II, Hitler ordered the bridge destroyed, but a clever French engineer stalled the demolition until the city was liberated.
That's the Say Intentions tour guide that's giving me some tidbits of information at the same time, which could be interesting. So I'm gonna get back to where I was, right here, and try to take a picture. Without crashing my helicopter, if possible. There it is. Okay. All right. Wow, I'm in a very interesting not very stable flight here. It would be probably better to be a little bit more flat. Okay, let me get out of the here and make myself a little more appear to be in control instead of just so in a hover. Which is actually an excellent exercise when trying to learn how to control a helicopter. Hover. Okay, that's better. Okay, that's a nice, nice shot. Gonna put the Eiffel Tower in the background here. Bam. Another picture here. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Can we get one with the Sacré-Cœur? No, the Sacré-Cœur is not displaying or what? Yeah, it's not rendered. Should be on top of that hill there. Ah! I think it's that strange building that doesn't... Yeah, that's that strange building over there. Anyways. Let's get back in the cockpit. Oh, a little too rough on the controls here. Okay, so I was gonna say I wanted to try practice my landings by landing in front of that pyramid here. See if I can do that. The famous Louvre pyramid, which actually is rendered really nicely. Oh, I'm going too fast, too fast, too fast. Slow down, slow down, slow down. As you can see, I still need to practice a lot helicopter flying. Someday I'd love to do a real flight, like a real introduction flight in a helicopter. I think that'd be fun. As it is, I barely have time to fly in real life. I try to fly at least once a month, but ends up being usually... I mean, I'd like to fly twice a month is what I'm trying to say. I'd like to fly twice a month, but it ends up being once a month more often than not. And I feel that's not enough. But hard to find the time. Thank you. My simulator is giving me applauses. I think I have a software that does that. LRM, Landing Rate Manager, that gives you that kind of feedback if the landing rate is pretty good. So here is the Pyramid of the Louvre. Whoa. Let me know in the chat if you've been to the Louvre, actually. For real. I have been there a few times, but I'm French, so that's kinda cheating. If you're not from France and you've been to the Louvre, that's more unusual, more uncommon. Okay, so now let's now that we've seen the Louvre and we've seen where the heist took place, I guess we can move on to some other monuments of Paris, starting with, of course, Notre-Dame. It's the first time I do a helicopter flight over Paris, and it's really nice, actually. I traveled there not too long ago. The last time I was there was over the summer, in July, and we were able to actually visit the Notre-Dame. It is open again, and you can reserve it actually ahead of time. You don't have to, but less than if you reserve it. And yeah, the inside is very very beautiful. Okay, so I'm doing I'm gonna try to land in front of the Notre-Dame as well, but because it's in between buildings and such, it's a little trickier. Usually don't want to land vertically. Wow, here's Notre-Dame. Wow, it's really well rendered. I'm impressed. So we're gonna land right in front of Notre-Dame. Notre-Dame. Slow. Okay, that's pretty good. Nice. Let me take a picture of this as well. Alright. There we go. Not every day that you land a helicopter right in front of Notre Dame. Of course, in real life there would be like tons and tons of people. Like this whole courtyard here is covered with people. So that would not be doable. And taking it, but I'm really impressed at the quality of the rendering of the church itself. That is very, very nice. All the statues look they all look different actually, which is the case in real life, of course. Every statue is different. And it's pretty impressive that they rendered everything like that. Very cool. And so, of course, the part that burns is all those roofs here. And now it's all repaired. Whoa. Very nice. I think it's a cool maneuver, which is to this is great to practice helicopter flying, which is to do like flying around a point, but keep looking at that point. So in that situation here, it would be like flying around Notre Dame in a circle, more or less, while always facing Notre Dame, and with if possible, in the same altitude. And I am not good at it. I need to practice. Like, yeah, small control changes in helicopter. Everything is so sensitive compared to an airplane. Alright, beautiful views of Notre-Dame at sunset, it seems like. Yeah, gorgeous. So, we have seen Notre-Dame. We are now gonna continue our visit of Paris by going to, let's see, where do we go? There's this building over here, but I'm actually shamefully not sure what it is. Well, actually, I can find out. Actually, I can look at the map because it looks like a cool building. Is that the Pantheon? That's the Pantheon. All right. Pantheon. Okay, let's go to this tower here. It's one of the very few high-rise tower inside Paris itself. And it's called the Tour Montparnasse. And there is, at the top of it, there is a restaurant, I think it's 2 Michelin stars if I'm not mistaken. Very nice restaurant with a beautiful view of the Eiffel Tower from there. At night it's gorgeous. Highly recommend it. I went there a long time ago and highly recommend. So here's the Montparnasse Tower. Nothing special except that it's the only high-rise building in Paris, inside Paris, that gives you a very nice view of a lot of things. There is no helipad on top, it seems. Otherwise, that would have been a kind of a cool landing challenge, I want to say. There seems to be a few tables for having a picnic. Picnic table, yeah. Not sure that's what's there in real life, but maybe. Okay, let's continue our tour to the Eiffel Tower, of course, la Tour Eiffel, most iconic monument of Paris. There we go. So we are gonna arrive on a very large park. I mean, very large, fairly large park in front of the. So this is a military school here, École Militaire, and then behind the École Militaire is what's called the Champ de Mars. It's like gardens that are right by at the foot of the Eiffel Tower, and many people picnic there. There's often events there. Last time I went to Paris,
at our 1 o'clock, just below us, you'll spot the famous Pont d'Iéna. This bridge was commissioned by Napoleon Bonaparte in 1807. He named it after his victory at the Battle of Jena.
That's the bridge that's right behind the
It links
Eiffel
the Eiffel
Tower
Tower to the Trocadero, so from up here, we've got a prime view of both. The bridge has survived quite a bit. During World War II, Hitler ordered it destroyed, but a French engineer cleverly stalled the demolition until Paris was liberated. It's a favorite spot for photographers and apparently for people who want to test the kiss on the bridge and you'll return to Paris together legend.
Okay, I'm gonna take a shot of this beautiful view of the Eiffel Tower. I'm doing a little bit of sightseeing today. There we go. Above the Champ de Mars. Oh, I wonder what that's supposed to be, a building, maybe? This hole in the ground. The Champ de Mars is not that, like, I don't think they modeled it very well. It's not that. There's more grass than that. It's more green. but you know, it's photogrammetry. That's the best we can get. Okay, so what would be a cool place to land here? Right here at the bottom, like maybe right under the Eiffel Tower. Could be interesting. Oh, I wonder if I could actually possibly land on the second floor. I don't think I can because I think there is a hole there, but let's go check it out. That's actually the first floor, not the second floor. So this is the first floor, and I believe I can not land here, but let's see if I can enter that hole with my helicopter. That's an interesting challenge. Slowly. Ah, that is cool. Doing it. Nice. Gotta make sure you don't go down too fast, because if you do, you get caught in the rotor downwash and starts dropping like a rock. Oh, what happened? I got I did not crash. It put me there. Where did it put me? What's going on here? The simulator just... I was landing, minding my own business, and now I'm stuck here. There it is. Okay, I escaped. Oh my goodness. I was about to do a perfect landing and then got teleported on the second floor of the tower. That's silly. Oh well. Let's go all the way to the top. While doing that technique that I was talking about, like turning it around the point. I'm sure there's a technical term for that. If you know it, please let me know in the chat or the comments. That maneuver where you turn around a point here, like make a circle around the point while maintaining facing that point at all times. In airplane maneuvers, there is a maneuver called turn around a point, where you pick a point, whatever it is, and then you make a circle around it, and that's something you practice when you study for the private pilot license. Much easier than doing that with a helicopter, I must say. Because with the helicopter, you know, it keeps on wanting to go up or down, or I am doing pretty good so far. So this is the very top of the Eiffel Tower, and then in the background we can see the Montparnasse Tower over there. Very cool. Alright. Let us go to le jardin du Trocadéro. This is la place du Trocadéro down there. And another very beautiful building. I believe it's a museum in there. I'm not entirely sure actually. And if we go up this boulevard here, we will arrive onto another very famous French monument of Paris called the Arc de Triomphe. There we go. Let's look at it from the outside. So we're coming on the side of the Arc de Triomphe right here. There we go. The Arc de Triomphe in all its glory. And what's really cool is that the Arc de Triomphe, so down the Arc de Triomphe, down that way, is the l'Avenue des Champs-Élysées, which is a very famous avenue of Paris, with all the shopping and then if you continue down the Champs-Élysées, you'll see the obelisk over there, and then it's the Pyramide du Louvre, the Louvre Pyramid, and the Louvre that we were just at a little bit ago. And then if you look on the other side, so to get to the other side, of course, we have to go under it. We gotta try it. That's kind of like a must when you're giving a helicopter tour of Paris in a simulator. You must go under the Arc de Triomphe. It's an unspoken rule. Let's see. Oh boy, I'm not doing so good. I'm not doing so good. Yeah, okay. Now, slowly. Can I make it? Ooh, I think I ran into it. Oh, no. I did not make it. Alright, I'm sure it's possible by a very skilled helicopter pilot. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case here. Okay, so what I was saying is that on the other side of the Arc de Triomphe is an area called La Défense, which is where all the skyscrapers of Paris are. It's the business downtown of Paris. And there is another arch there that kind of, echoes the Arc de Triomphe. So on one side of the Arc de Triomphe you see this arch, this very modern arch, and let's go there while we're at it, why not? I guess once you're there, you can see all the way down to the obelisk, because this avenue is all straight. Okay, we are gonna pass over some train tracks, or no, it's not a train tracks actually, it's just a highway. This is the périphérique, I believe, the big highway that goes around Paris. Oh, I could be completely wrong. Don't take my word for it. Yeah, that looks like it was the boulevard périphérique. To our left, this wood here is the Bois de Boulogne, very famous wood. I don't know what that is. That a big rock over here? This like strange thing. But anyway, we are coming on to La Défense. Lots of skyscrapers. And by the way, if there's anything that you'd like to see in Paris while I'm here, let me know in the chats. I don't know the name of those buildings, but this one is particularly interesting. This tower here, let me see if I can see on the map what it is. What is that? Tour Carpe Diem, Cour Défense, Tour des Deux, and la Grande Arche de la Défense. So that one is going to be a lot easier to go under. Although there are some cables here and there. I think I can make it. Yes! Haha. Very nice. Here we have a stadium. What is that stadium here? Paris La Défense Arena. Okay. Okay, so now it's telling me Knit, whatever that is. Framatome, Tour Total. Tour Total, il y a la Cœur Défense, Tour Carpe Diem. So which one is the one that looked interesting? The most interesting building here, that one that has like that those lozenges, those diamond-shaped Those diamond-shaped frames around it. What is this thing? What is that? That's what I want to know. That is called the Tour D2. D2 Tower. Very cool looking. Cœur Défense. Thales. Ah, Thales is a very big, very well-known consulting company, I want to say. But they are contracting, and they do I have a friend who works there doing software engineering. It's a very, very big company that does a lot of different things. They also do aerospace. There's a little garden inside, but no heliports. There's got to be one building with a heliport on top. Come on. This can't be a proper business center if you don't have a heliport on top of a building here. Not seeing much. Maybe this one? Yes, I think this one will have. That looks like a heliport to me. Okay, so let's slowly but surely make our approach to those. See if I can land there. Approaching a little fast. Little fast, little fast, little fast, little fast, little fast. Okay. Well, not the most graceful landing, not the very precise, but made it. Let's take a little shot. Voloport. I want to see the. Okay, I want one with that building in the back because I kind of like that building. So let's see, like that. Boom, picture. And then I kind of want one with the Arc de Défense in the back as well. Is that a good angle? I suppose. It would be better if I was centered on one of those heliports instead of being halfway in between the two. Doesn't look very professional, and that does it. Okay. Back in my helicopter. Take back up. Off. Here we go. So after La Défense, let's go see the bridges of the Seine. I think these are some interesting bridges. And along the Seine, there's a lot of other monuments that we haven't seen yet, besides the Louvre and the Eiffel Tower, of course. So we are. Well, let's fly over that Bois de Boulogne here, and let's see what is that big gray thing, the big gray turd. Is that a rock? What is that thing? It looks like a rock from a distance. Yeah, this is a rock. Is there a rock here? Is that accurate? Or is that an invention by Microsoft Flight Simulator? There's not much showing up on the map. So perhaps it is. But it looks like there is some buildings there. So maybe it's some. What the heck is this? Very curious now. Foundation Louis Vuitton? Is that what this is? I'm gonna have to look that up after this flight. The Foundation Louis Vuitton. What kind of building is that? Anyways, alright. check it out. Okay, so we're going back toward the Arc de Triomphe here. I like the fall colors, especially at sunset like that. Very nice. Looks like the sun is about to set. Alright, so Arc de Triomphe and Eiffel Tower, we already saw that, so we are gonna cruise fast. There's water in the middle of the city here. I doubt it. I think it's a rendering error. Okay, so some people say that this Napoleon Bridge that's by the Eiffel Tower is one of the most beautiful of Paris, if I'm not mistaken. Because it has those very nice statues. Actually, I think I'm. That's not the one I'm thinking about. Never mind. That's not the most beautiful one. We'll fly over it, but first I want to check out if the replica of the Statue of Liberty is visible or not. So it's not super well known, but there is a replica of the Statue of Liberty in Paris, and it's a small version of it, and it's right. It should be right there if it's properly rendered. But I'm afraid it is not properly rendered. Yeah, that is supposed to be that little thing here. This little thing is supposed to be the Statue of Liberty, but right now it looks like a turd. The buildings are pretty well rendered, but not everything, like especially small objects like that, unless they had manually made it, added it to the sim, it's not gonna show up in photogrammetry. Yeah, so it doesn't look like anything. But this little statue right there on my at my 2 o'clock here, that is a miniature version of the Statue of Liberty. Okay, maybe there's a bridge that I can go under, but those are way too low. So we're gonna follow the Seine because there are some cool monuments along the Seine and cool bridge. Looks like a lot of bridges are not really handcrafted, but let's see if there are some now.
At our 2 o'clock, just below us, you can spot the Pantheon, one of Paris's most famous bridges. Napoleon Bonaparte himself ordered its construction in 1807, naming it after his victory at the Battle of Jena. The bridge links the Eiffel Tower to the Trocadero, making it a prime spot for both tourists and locals who want that perfect Paris photo. During World War II, Hitler wanted the bridge destroyed, but a clever French engineer managed to delay the demolition until the city was liberated.
Okay, so here on the left side, this glass rooftop here is the Grand Palais. The Grand Palais and the Petit Palais, these are event centers, like when they have like fashion events or whatever, that happens usually in there, in Grand Palais. There's also the Palais de la Découverte, which is a very nice science museum, which is closed at the moment, but they're gonna reopen it soon. But yeah, it's kind of a very cool building because it's got all this glass, and inside it's like this huge room. That's great for events. And that's l'Obélisque that we were talking about earlier. Well, it's interesting, at night some of the buildings seem to be lit up strangely, like the obelisk is starting to be lit up, and then over there the pyramids and the Notre-Dame of Paris is also lit up. It's starting to get dark. Now I can always go back in time, that's not a problem, but I find that, yeah, the Notre-Dame is looking a little too... Oh, there it is. It was not rendered properly. So again, we pass by the Louvre, where the heist happened. Right at this corner over here, this building, second floor. Bam, that's where they... It's like in a movie. And then voilà l'île Saint-Louis, where we can find the... I think La Sainte-Chapelle is also a very nice one to visit. This one we're flying over right now is also very cool to visit, and of course Notre-Dame. So it's interesting because some of the buildings, I think the ones that were handcrafted by Microsoft, by Asobo, are lit up very nicely. So I guess it gives you an idea of what are the interesting buildings to see. So here is, that one is, what did we say it was? Le Pantheon. Le Pantheon. And the Palais du Luxembourg is over there. Let's go check out the Palais du Luxembourg. So the Pantheon is this. And I believe this is where Napoleon is buried? Or am I... don't take my word for that. I'm sort of halfway remembering. Aux grands hommes, la patrie reconnaissante. Yeah, this is where the very famous people get buried. That confirms. Aux grands hommes, la patrie reconnaissante means to great men, the country is appreciative. Is reconnaissante. Yeah. Okay, so that's the Pantheon. And then over here, I wasn't planning of doing a tour of the whole Paris, but this is so much fun that I keep on going. I'm enjoying this. This is the Palais du Luxembourg, I believe. So it's got a big garden as well, the garden du Palais du Luxembourg. And I believe the king lived there for a while, I think.
At our 1 o'clock, about 3 kilometers out, you'll spot the famous Pont Alexandre III. This bridge is often called the most ornate and extravagant bridge in Paris, and for good
only
reason.
The bridges around
it was
there.
built for the 1900 Exposition Universelle, World's Fair, and named after Tsar Alexander III of Russia, symbolizing Franco-Russian friendship. The bridge is adorned with golden statues, nymphs, and winged horses. Honestly, it's like Paris decided to show off just a little. From the air, you can really appreciate its sweeping arches and the way it connects the Champs-Élysées quarter with the Invalides and Eiffel Tower.
So, there's another building coming up here that is lit up, but it's not as well defined. C'est les Invalides. Les Invalides. Let's see if... tell me about les Invalides. If my tour guide can tell me a little bit about that.
I'm here to focus on flying and aviation-related topics. If you have questions about the aircraft, ATC communications, or flying techniques, feel free to ask.
That was the wrong interphone. I was talking to my pilot mentor instead of my tour guide. Is it this button? Tell me about les Invalides.
Could you clarify what you'd like to know about? There are many interesting things around us.
Tell me about this monument I'm flying over right now.
You're flying over the Pantheon, a bridge commissioned by Napoleon in
No, I am not.
1807 that connects the Eiffel Tower to the Trocadero.
Tell me about the Invalides. I gotta say it with an American accent, best I can.
Les Invalides is a grand complex
There it
in
is.
Paris built in the 17th century by Louis XIV as a hospital and retirement home for war veterans. And it's also where
Okay.
Napoleon Bonaparte is buried under that famous golden dome.
So, Bonaparte is not buried in the Pantheon, as I said earlier. He's buried here, in Les Invalides. And it's a hospital for veterans. Okay. Yeah, I should have used the tour guide from the beginning. I don't know what I would totally... or anything that I'm not sure about, that would be the thing to do. So we saw... Oh, le Palais du Luxembourg. That's how I tell you more. Tell me about the Palais du Luxembourg. Let's see if she can recognize that.
The Palais du Luxembourg was built in the early 17th
Nice.
century for Marie de Medici, the widow of King Henry IV, and today it houses the French Senate. It's surrounded
French
by the
Senate.
beautiful Luxembourg Gardens, a favorite spot for Parisians to relax and play chess.
Okay. Wow, she's much better than me. And le Pantheon, so le Pantheon, yeah, let's... Tell me about le Pantheon.
The Pantheon in Paris was originally built as a church in the 18th century, but now
Church.
serves as a mausoleum for famous French figures like Voltaire, Rousseau, and Marie Curie.
Okay. So I was right that this was a mausoleum. I did not know it used to be a church. It doesn't look like a church. I mean, I guess it does. There is a there is a cross on top. Not that it's very similar to the Sacré-Cœur, the top of it. Okay, let's go. While we're here, we're gonna fly over Gare de Lyon, which is one of the 4 train stations that are in Paris. And I think it's nearby here, if I'm not mistaken. I might need my map. Yes, right there. So we cross. We cross over. And here we go. The Gare de Lyon is this building with a big clock on it. Oh, it's actually really well rendered. That's the train station. And that's the one I take to when I go visit my family. I usually land in Paris. Then I take the train at Gare de Lyon to go down to Grenoble, which is where I'm from originally. It's about a 3-hour train ride. I could fly closer to there. There's an airport in Lyon, for example, but ends up being more economical and often more comfortable as well to do that, to go to Paris first. So here is the... I don't think I can land down there. It's a little too much stuff going on. I've stayed at a hotel that's right... yeah, right at this corner there's a hotel. That's very convenient. I highly recommend it if you ever go to Gare de Lyon. This one that has a half circle, I think it's a Novotel or one of those, but it's got this outside courtyard down there where there's like playgrounds for the kids. So I have a 4-year-old that really enjoys those playgrounds, and then it's right next to the train station. So when we take a flight, we usually take a room here. So we take the flight, then we sleep the night at this hotel, and then the next day we take the train down. That breaks up the trip, and that is a nice way to do it. Now, Oh, here, I was wondering if that was going to be rendered, but there is a little kind of aqueduct, an old aqueduct, that this is elevated bridge of sorts, which is now filled with trees, and it's like a little park that you can run on. It's not very clear from here, but it's a really cool area where you can get a little bit of greeneries and run in the greeneries in the middle of Paris. Just thought it was cool to mention. And while we're here, why don't we go back to the Sacré-Cœur, because on the way to the Sacré-Cœur there are some cool things to see as well, if I'm not mistaken. So this is Place de la Bastille right here. This monument is like a very famous site in Paris as well. Place de la Bastille is a very cool neighborhood of Paris with lots of little restaurants, hip, a lot of nightlife. Okay, now we go back that way. Let's see. Okay, back toward the square here. That is, what is the square? Where am I? Quick. Place des Vosges. Ah, yes, that is where the Victor Hugo used to live. Place des Vosges, I believe. It's a nice square. Here, this building over there on the left, I believe it's a big commercial center. Oh, and there is two skydivers with me that have been patiently waiting to do their jump. Uh-oh. Well, unfortunately, it looks like the simulator crashed, which happens from time to time. But this was a great flight. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you'd like to see more of it, an episode 2 perhaps, let me know in the comments. Also, subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more of it. And in the meantime, you can check out other videos in my channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.